Hello, everybody, tuning into the news bulletin today, April the 4th. Coming first with local news. The EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement (EVFTA) will be submitted to the 14th National Assembly for discussion and ratification at its 9th meeting session. The National Assembly Standing Committee this week urged the Prime Minister to assign relevant agencies to closely work with the State President's Office and competent bodies of the National Assembly to complete the document for the approval of EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement (EVFTA) for discussion at the Standing Committee 44th meeting scheduled for mid-April. EVFTA is a comprehensive and high-quality agreement that ensures the benefits for both Vietnam and the European Union, which already takes into account the development gap between the two sides. This agreement was initiated and concluded in the context of the fruitful development of Vietnam and EU bilateral relations, especially in the field of economy and trade. In an attempt to limit the losses due to COVID-19 outbreak, the Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam encouraged airlines to utilize cargo transport service. The Civil Aviation Authority of Vietnam (CAAV) is providing maximum support to help the air carriers to deploy cargo flights, reduce the number of standby aircrafts, and seek revenue to cover the cost. CAAV currently is studying to issue the additional regulations on how to stow cargo in the cabin. Also to issue the regulations on quantity, time, and resting methods of cabin crews attending flights abroad but not allowed to enter the country due to epidemic. The authority will support air carriers to seek permissions and open cargo flights to foreign countries. World News. Europe is now the heart of COVID-19 pandemic, with more than half of the confirmed cases were recorded in this continent. Therefore, the European Union is discussing a potential extension of the border closure beyond Easter Day or April the 12th. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen yesterday stated that the Commission is in consultation with the Member States on how to proceed beyond Easter. Extension of the border closure is a measure supported by the entire Member States since they all understand the necessity of such measure. The European Commission President said it would be a bad idea if people want to seek entrance into EU by any ways, even if unnecessary. She further stressed that the purpose of the measure was to prevent non-EU citizens to seek medical aid in health systems of the plus Member States, which has been already overwhelmed. Earlier on March 17th, leaders of the EU member states approved the suggestion of the European Commission on an entry ban into the bloc for non-EU citizens within 30 days in order to control the COVID-19 spreading. Several temporary hospitals are under construction across the UK to deal with the country's coronavirus outbreak. One hospital named Nightingale has been opened in London just after 9 days transformation, making it become the world's largest critical care unit to treat coronavirus patients. Within 9 days, military specialists, technicians, and volunteers in the UK have transformed the London Conference Centre into the field hospital to treat the COVID-19 patients requiring the critical care, which will provide full capacity of 4,000 beds. This is the biggest field hospital in the world, exclusively for people with COVID-19 infection. Initially, 500 beds have been put in place, but will expand to accommodate up to 3,500 additional beds when fully operational. This facility will be used to treat coronavirus patients transferred from overstressed hospitals across London who are suffering serious symptoms and requiring critical care. It will need 16,000 staff, including thousands more doctors, nurses, and volunteers if it reaches full capacity. Planning has involved soldiers with experience from Afghanistan and the West African Ebola crisis working in support of health service staff to operate Nightingale Hospital. That's all for today news. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.